What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including rumors that CM Punk is coming back to WWE, a former WWE Diva facing 26 years in prison, Hulk Hogan's latest lie, bad news for LA Knights, or is it? Is Uncle Howdy returning to WWE? Stone Cold Steve Austin working at WrestleMania 40, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at rumors that CM Punk is returning to WWE. On top of today's news are more reports suggesting CM Punk could be back in WWE and when. Several news sites including House of Wrestling report Punk is working out a new deal. Dave Meltzer also discussed the situation in the latest Observer, saying, regarding CM Punk, there's obviously tons of talk regarding him returning. There have been rumors that it's happening, but those in WWE have only said that no deal is completed, and those close to Punk have told us it's his intention to return and the two sides are in talks. One would expect if such a deal is made that Survivor Series weekend in Chicago would be the time to do the surprise return. Do you think CM Punk is headed back to WWE, and if so, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a former WWE Diva facing 26 years in prison. As big news concerning 50-year-old Tamara Lynn Sitch, aka former superstar Sunny. Sunny is facing up to 26 years in prison, with the state prosecutor calling her a danger to society. Sitch recently pleaded no contest to a felony charge of DUI causing death. The no contest plea means that Sitch accepts her conviction but does not plead to admit guilt for the charge. This stems from an incident where she allegedly drove her vehicle whilst under the influence, smashing into a car that was stopped at a traffic light, killing the 75-year-old driver. Now Florida's State Attorney General is calling on the judge to impose a lengthy sentence. PW Insider is reporting, Tamara Sitch is a danger to society as shown based on her past record and current offense. They're seeking the maximum sentence at 26 years and explain the reason for the lengthy sentence. By continuously driving under the influence without a valid license, the defendant has demonstrated a wanted disregard for the law and a clear refusal to abide by the law. The state believes that the maximum sentence is the only way to protect the community from the defendant's repetitive and dangerous actions. Now keep in mind that this is just the prosecution's recommendation, but the judge doesn't have to follow it. Nonetheless, Sitch's history of allegedly driving while under the influence, and in some cases without a valid license, isn't going to help her. Interestingly, Sunny is still listed on WWE's Hall of Fame page. Does that not warrant a removal, killing someone? Next up, Hulk Hogan's latest lie. It looks like Hulk Hogan is providing critics with new fodder for their claims that the Hulkster spins more fiction than James Patterson. This time around, Hulk has a WrestleMania whopper that involves his son Nick. The two-time Hall of Famer recently spoke with Chris Van Vliet, revealing a huge match that WWE reportedly had planned for WrestleMania 39, Nick Hogan versus Shane McMahon. Yeah, according to the Hulkster, Shane McMahon contacted him about working at WrestleMania 39, but Hulk let Shane know his physical condition would make it difficult to have anything resembling a match. Talk then turned to a potential throwdown between Shane O'Mac and Nick Hogan. Nick, who was in Rikishi's school for a couple of years, he was in there with Rusev and all those guys, and I would go out to California and watch him. Nick had figured it out, and then he blew both of his shoulders out. Despite Nick's injury, Hulk remained hopeful, saying, I said I don't know, there's a possibility of doing something, whatever the storyline is, whether Nick is a heel and you destroy my father's career, so I'm gonna destroy your personal life. There's a million ways to do it, but then a couple of weeks later, Shane got hurt or something with his quad. Van Vliet pointed out that it was at WrestleMania. So anyway, the whole idea, I just never heard from them again, so that was pretty much it. Now it sounds like Hogan's recollection is a little bit fuzzy. In any event, Fightful Select reports that a WWE source is denying this pitch was ever raised. In no way is that true. I can't think of a time that in the last 13 or 40 years that Nick Hogan's name was brought up at all, much less in a creative capacity. There's never been a serious conversation about him involved in anything that I can think of. Even when Hulk would mention him being involved in things, there just wasn't any interest or a benefit to that. Hogan also discussed how his career is effectively finished, but recalled how he almost worked a dream match at WrestleMania 25, Hogan vs. Cena. Vince had me all hooked up with Cena and I said I'll do it. Vince and I were talking every week and we're putting the plans together, you know, like the old days where I was in the office every day, him and I were talking every day, and all of a sudden I'm on the phone with Vince and I was like, oh god, all my back went out when I was talking to Vince on the phone. The Hulkster detailed what went wrong. I just had back surgery number 3 or 4 at that time, and I had to go right in immediately and get cut up. So that was it for that. But I thought that was going to be my last match, and then but that never happened, and then it just kind of faded away. There's no one disputing the WrestleMania 25 story, and it certainly could have been a great send-off for the Immortal One Hulk Hogan. Fortunately for Hogan fans, he did get to continue wrestling, but unfortunately for Hogan fans, it was in Impact Wrestling. Next up, bad news for LA Knight, or is it good news? It's time for another edition of I'm afraid I've got some bad news, but in this case, the bad news could be a blessing in disguise. As previously reported, Dave Meltzer recently speculated that LA Knight could face Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. This isn't a stretch, as LA Knight is currently in the middle of a war with Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman has more than hinted that Roman Reigns wants Knight out of the picture. Nevertheless, Ringside News is reporting WWE had a lot of things in the works for Survivor Series, but we can confirm that one rumored match is not happening. There are no plans for Roman Reigns versus LA Knight at Survivor Series. As we commented in our previous news video, a match with Roman Reigns could slow Knight's momentum unless the WWE goes down the unlikely path of Knight capturing the title. One thing is clear, Survivor Series will feature another War Games match. Ringside News is reporting WWE has a lot of choices in the next few months. One is 100% in stone. We're told that the War Games match at Survivor Series in Chicago is totally booked. Well, who do you think will be in the War Games match? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, did WWE delay the DIY reunion? Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are back together. However, a new report from Fightful Select indicates that WWE had planned the reunion last June. Fightful Select has learned that there was active plans this summer to reunite Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa on TV, as hinted on episodes of Raw. However, this was one of the many stories that got nixed and effectively dropped. The report stated that Ciampa would have worked his match against Seth Rollins that night, with the Judgment Day running in to attack both superstars. The plan was for Gargano to run in for the save, reuniting the team. Of course, this didn't happen and Ciampa was pulled from TV. But now that DIY appears to be back, fans are eager to see what's next for the two and whether Tag Team Gold is in the future. Next up is Stone Cold Steve Austin working at WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40 will be here before you know it, and there's already speculation that fans could see The Rock versus Roman Reigns. That's not the only rumor concerning the WWE icon, as there's talk Stone Cold Steve Austin will wrestle again. Austin's WrestleMania 38 match against Kevin Owens was well received, fueling speculation that the Texas Rattlesnake could return for one more match. However, Ringside News reports that's not happening. WWE has a lot of options for WrestleMania right now, but we can confirm that one big name is not under consideration. We're told that any talk of Steve Austin wrestling again is fake news. Austin's match against KO was a perfect send-off for the Bionic Redneck, so he may be hesitant to risk working another match that doesn't turn out so well. Next up is Uncle Howdy returning to WWE. Could the universe be witnessing the return of Uncle Howdy? Well, Ringside News checked into this and reports, we're hearing rumors that WWE may bring Uncle Howdy back into the creative pitch. We're told that Triple H is always open to ideas from writers, and there's always ideas regarding different talents. That being said, Triple H has not shut down hearing ideas that will bring Uncle Howdy back to TV. Now, the wrestling world is still reeling from Bray Wyatt's untimely passing, and there are different schools of thought on an Uncle Howdy return. One is that it would be a way to carry on Bray Wyatt's incredible legacy. Another is that it would be in questionable taste, with some seeing it as a tasteless exploitation of a beloved wrestler. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, a SmackDown superstar returns after a long absence to the ring. And last but not least, Bobby Lashley will be in action on the 6th October SmackDown, and this will be his first in-ring appearance on TV since 25th June. That's a long way away from the ring. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.